we can't find you day one coverage, nobody's gonna find you day one coverage. We sell by not selling. I'll repeat, we sell by not selling. You cannot die for 2 years unless you wanna leave your wife really nothing. That's not okay. I'll repeat, that is not okay. We will have a 10-minute conversation with you. As long as you like us, we'll gather up your info and we'll find you the best policies. I hear agents all the time using tactics and pitches and corny lines. Like, it drives me nuts. Do you think you're gonna retire? Because 99% of people who retire lose their life insurance. So you should probably have your own private policy. You guys are smart. Consumers are smart. Do you not think that a Vietnam vet isn't gonna smell your BS? The unfortunate truth is a lot slips through the cracks. They're not talking to the vet with burn pit emphysema who cannot find proper coverage when they go to USAA or Navy Mutual. They need someone, you guys need somebody to dig in and get the job done. Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Michael DeSecco. Again, my company is Timeless Protection. What Timeless does is we safeguard veterans and consumers through the wonderful process of protecting your family, which sounds much better than life insurance. Two of the most hated words in the insurance world or the consumer world are life insurance. But if we say protecting families, like, would you like to protect your family? Sounds a little different, right? What Timeless does again is we safeguard mainly veterans through the process of their life insurance journey, whether that be already having a policy and having us check the rates and the coverage to make sure that, you know, what they were put into is proper. Whether that's somebody not having a policy at all, they just witnessed a death, they don't want to leave a burden to their family when they pass. The average funeral right now in the United States is approaching 10 grand if you're going to be buried. We have obviously seen as of late that cremations have become much more popular just due to the climate of our country and inflation and all of that stuff. But when it comes to veterans, we feel here that they should go out in the most prideful, respectful way. These are men and women who served our country. These are men and women who wrote a blank check to serve us and protect our families. So the last thing we can do as a group is to give them transparent, proper guidance to protect their family. And the reason why we do this is because if you go to shop for life insurance, it's awful. Like I mentioned before or in previous videos, the process of shopping for life insurance will drive you crazy. You know, you go online, you say, you know, where do I find life insurance or final expense coverage or mortgage protection? And you fill out an ad and then your phone rings 974 times in the matter of 35 seconds. It's a headache and it's daunting. And what ends up happening is people will then impulse buy or take the easy road out for their coverages. This is a very big problem because if you are not speaking to a licensed individual who is authorized by carriers and authorized by the state, whichever state you may be in, you're putting yourself into a policy where the carrier is going to protect itself with either a 2-year wait, an increasing term policy that drops you at the age of 80, get into those more. But at the end of the day, you've got to find a trusted advisor to help you through this process. Veterans at the top of that list deserve the best. They deserve proper, transparent guidance here. So this is what we do at Timeless. I wanted to just, to all the veterans watching, thank you so much for your service. Again, I love talking to all of you guys. At our agency, we probably talk to 50, 60, 80 veterans a day between us. The stories, the conversations, you know, you guys are the best. Right now, the Vietnam era veteran is passing away. So the Vietnam era this is the best generation of human beings alive. A handshake goes a long way. The husband and wife aspect. These guys have been together for 30, 40, 50. It's crazy, right? Nowadays, people are 30, 40, 50 divorces in instead of 30, 40, 50 years married. So they're the best, you know, era and generation out. And the thing is that the Vietnam War, tactically, it was brutal. And a lot of these guys we talk to, have Agent Orange, which causes kidney issues, diabetes, neuropathy, blood pressure, cancer, and it is imperative for, say, a 75, 76-year-old male or female, obviously, male or female. It's imperative that we find them day one immediate coverage. So that 2-year wait from Colonial Penn, AARP, Globe Life, American Income Life, AAA, Physicians Mutual, True Stage if you buy it by yourself. These are not bad companies at all. Again, I'll say this over and over again, but the product that you are purchasing is inferior, right? So why do we go to a doctor? We go to a doctor because that doctor has licenses, he's got expertise, and he's got the ability to prescribe us things that we cannot get over the counter. So anything that you get in the mail, AARP, Globe Life, etc., these are over-the-counter companies where you yourself, the veteran, the consumer, you can purchase your policy. There's no license involved, there's no underwriting involved, there's nothing but you filling it out, sending it in, because they are master marketers. $9.95, right? If any of you have called into the $9.95 ad, put in the comments if you think that it's the greatest policy ever, because I will talk to you for 10 seconds and replace it. Again, all these companies have their client, they have their wheelhouse, right? But when we're talking to a 75-year-old Vietnam vet with Agent Orange, kidney issues, neuropathy, stuff like that, you need immediate day one life insurance, and that's what we provide. We will find it. If we can't find you day one coverage, nobody's gonna find you day one coverage, okay? So what I wanted to discuss today, and what I think is the most important part of what my agency does, which is our sales philosophy, which has nothing to do with sales. Everybody calls me crazy for this. Everybody thinks I'm nuts to train people like this, but it's not hard to train people you hire when they're just like you and they have the same values, morals, thoughts, and philosophy, where we sell by not selling. I'll repeat, we sell by not selling. And if that doesn't make any sense, I don't know what to tell you. What I can tell you and what I can promise you is we are going to deliver the proper news and information to you. Whether you like the price, whether you like the coverage, that is not up to us. That's up to you, your wife, your children, whoever you're making this decision with, to put a life insurance policy in place. So, selling by not selling is simply being genuine, transparent, knowledgeable, knowing the carriers, knowing the rates, knowing what's best, knowing the health, knowing the underwriting, so that you can help veterans and everyday consumers the proper way. So we take a ton of pride in that and what we do, and I've kind of coined the term professionally blunt. You know, professionally blunt is like my everyday motto. It's like in today's world, everybody seems to be entitled. They seem to not like things direct. Well, the Vietnam era guys and girls and their families, they just want to know what the deal is. You know, hey, Mike, I don't want to burden my wife with my burial costs. Can you tell me what the VA does for us? Sure. The VA is going to generally cut a check for $300, and then they're going to take care of your headstone and the opening and closing of the plot that you're buried in. That's the basics of it. We could get more into it, but that's pretty much the gist. So, sir, give me your zip code and let me check to see within 5 miles of where you live what the average cost of a full service cremation with a ceremony, basically an affordable funeral, which is just your family at the cemetery and you being buried in your coffin, and then your traditional full service burial where you're going to have hearses and your ceremony, whatever your family decides. I try not to get into your guys' wishes to the point where I'm digging, but I can't let you go insurance poor, or we as a group will not let you go insurance poor by overpaying for these products. And we've got to check your family's boxes, right? Like, it's very important for you to have the coverage and for you to go out the way you should go out. So all we really do here is we know our stuff and we safeguard. And what do I mean by that? Well, when I get on the phone with somebody and they're like, Mike, tell me about this $9.95 commercial I see on TV. Perfect. that commercial you see on TV where the handsome guy says, hey, everybody can get coverage for $9.95. Right, so the fine print, if we were to pause that commercial in the right spot, the fine print is going to say $9.95 will purchase 1 unit of insurance, meaning roughly $600 to $1,200 worth of coverage. So if you've got the $9.95 plan, you've got $9.95 worth of life insurance. One, you cannot die for 2 years or they'll just return the premiums back to the family. And if you do die or when you die, you're going to get $600 to $1,200, your family. Whatever it was in the contract, that depends on age, sex, and stuff like that. That is safeguarding a veteran from putting their family in a rough spot if that vet happens to pass with that policy. So the guy comes on TV, hey, everybody, $9.95, this, that, whatever. You pick up the phone, you call in, boom, honey, I've got life insurance. I can die now. No, you cannot die for 2 years unless you want to leave your wife really nothing. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. I will repeat, that is not okay. If you talk to us, one of my team members or one of my professionals here, we will do all the legwork. We will have a 10-minute conversation with you as long as you like us and you check out our reviews and testimonials. We'll gather up your info and we'll find you the best policy. It's pretty simple, right? I hear agents and I hear salespeople all the time using tactics and pitches and corny lines. Like, it drives me nuts. There's nothing to sell. If somebody inquires about coverage, we're not selling, we're just advising, right? If first we see if there's actually a need. What else do you have acting as life insurance? Do you currently have another policy? Yes, I've got this. Yes, I've got that. I worked for the town. I worked, and don't get caught up if you have work insurance. Anybody out there thinking, oh no, I'm good. I've got my work insurance. Do you think you're going to retire? Because 99% of people who retire lose their life insurance. So you should probably have your own private policy. So the process with us, we have the girls reach out to you after you fill out the ad, or you can self-book yourself. We jump on the phone. We thank you for your service because you guys deserve it. And we discuss what you need, why you're looking, and help you the way you should be helped. We don't try to drive home this huge policy to cover a cremation, so a huge commission. This is also not okay. So while there's advertising that's very misleading and not okay, there are sales people, men, women, that also are not okay. And they're not doing right by people. Multiple times. I'm going to tell you about my agent, Jay MacArthur, who last week answered a call from a distraught gentleman who finally, his wife died. He decided to dive into the accounting side of his life. He needed to see where they were at. This man had 19, hand to God, 19 Globe Life policies totaling a whopping $1,600 a month. I repeat, 19 for $1,600. All he wanted was a burial policy. He's paid for 15 cremations off his monthly payments. Why isn't someone looking at that? Why isn't someone seeing that? Why isn't someone noticing? We will safeguard you from that. We'll never let that happen. I think the most important thing right now for us to remember, and anybody who's thinking about getting some form of coverage, whether it's to protect mortgages, whether it's to take care of burial, you've got to trust the person either in front of you or on the phone with you, right? So we're licensed in 40 plus states. We've got reviews. But at the end of the day, reviews are great. Testimonials are great. It goes into me trusting you and you trusting me. I've got to trust you that you're giving me the right information, and you've got to trust me that I'm going to do right by it. Selling by not selling is just being real. And I try to tell sales agents or, we do trainings and stuff like that, but you guys are smart. Consumers are smart. Do you not think that a Vietnam vet isn't going to smell your BS? The unfortunate truth is a lot slips through the cracks. And that's just, again, another reason to have a group walk you through the process and do it right. And if you're a senior and you're a veteran right now, a veteran with a service-connected disability rating, VA Life is a final expense plan that was put out by the VA 1/1/23. You've got that sitting there. You've got all the commercials. You've got the ads that carpet bomb your mailbox. You've got your email inbox, select quote, every carrier known to man. When we see these ads, $1 for, $9 million worth of coverage, they're not talking to the vet with burn pit emphysema who cannot find proper coverage when they go to USAA or Navy Mutual. They need someone. You guys need somebody to dig in and get the job done. That's selling by not selling. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I'll work my ass off for you. Pardon my French. I'll work my butt off. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I'm new to this content thing, and at the end of the day, insurance is, I don't want to call it a necessary evil. What I can say is that we have saved over $1 million now in premiums for veterans just by properly advising. And I think there's something to that. Obviously, there's something to that. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you are going to go purchase coverage, and if you are going to trust somebody to put the proper coverage in place and you're not going to impulse buy, please do not impulse buy life insurance. Because if you get it wrong and you die, your family is up that creek without that paddle. And that's not okay for a vet. No veteran should go out in a GoFundMe funeral. Never. You guys need to go out the proper way and be served the proper way. So selling by not selling is what Timeless Protection is. It's how we live. It's basically our everyday life. Transparency, authenticity, being genuine and working your butt off and knowing your stuff at the same time. We help a ton of you guys and we love helping you. It's nice to start to become now, kind of well known in the veteran community that there's a group out here helping you guys and making sure that even if a policy is not written on the phone or in person, and you don't need a product, you're getting off the phone with more information, proper, real information than you had before you got on. So I want to thank you again for your service. You guys are the best. I love my job. I love talking to you guys every day. Like, subscribe, whatever you got to do here. I'm new to all this. I'm terrible at it. My sons take care of all that. But all I know is I'm here for good to help our vets who are in need of life insurance coverages so that they're properly guided. You don't overpay. You're not stuck in a 2-year wait if you don't need one. You're put in the right place or you're given the right info so that you can make the proper choice with your family. God bless you guys. And again, thank you for your service.